Hare Krishna, Radha Charan Das Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, everyone. We'll start in 5 minutes. Happy New Year.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hi, Joy. We'll start in a few. Nice to see you again. Huh? Hi, Krisha. Katsu, hello. Jinky, Trina, Hare Krishna. Kay Jerome, Hare Krishna. Rolly Prabhu. Damodar Chandra Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Radhe Radhe.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Good evening. If you could hear me clearly and you can see me na maayos, please isang like naman dyan. Yes, yes, yes. No delay. Hopefully. Yeah, and it's raining hard here. Hopefully, our internet will not interrupt. And I'm happy to see you for the last class natin for this 2020. Yes, this is just a number, pero the best way to always introspect, to have self-realization is now. And the best place is here. What better place than here? What better time than now? Ah, hindi ko lang kung alam niyo yung kantang yan. So, if we have um, a great lesson for the year, ito yung pwede ko ma-share and natutunan ko palagi sa mga senior na mga monks, spiritual teachers, and especially sa aking spiritual master, to always approach everything in the mood of humility, in the mood of request. And before we start, I'm so happy because this 2020 is a bittersweet experience. Bukod sa pandemic, nakilala ko kayo halos lahat kayo nakilala ko by 2020, yeah. Si Damodar lang hindi. Lahat 2020. And the rest, I haven't seen personally, but for sure, the heart grows fonder. So soon, hopefully, we'll meet physically. But for now, kita-kita muna tayo sa Zoom. So as we start, please join me as we invoke the mantras for the spiritual teachers. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivashade Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Good evening, good evening. Hare Krishna. And welcome sa ating Krishna Lila series. Last class for the 2020. For this um, class, ang ating topic would be the art of forgiveness. So, art kasi hindi lang siya basta-basta process or hindi lang siya basta-basta 1 plus 1 equals 2. Hindi lang siya formula. It's an art. Different angles, different perceptions, different way how to understand and how to apply it. It's an art. So if ready na kayo, type yes muna para makita natin kung malinaw lahat. You can see the slides, you can see me, you can hear me, type yes. 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 Jai. Thank you very much. And I can see you also and I'm happy kasi hindi kayo pumaparty tonight. Bukas pa kayo pa-party. Ang palaging meron tayo sa ating Krishna Lila series kasi we are hoping and a humble attempt to learn something from these stories coming from the scriptures. It's either going to be in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna book, or Srimad Bhagavatam. And Krishna Lila series doesn't necessarily means Krishna himself. Minsan, yung mga pastimes coming from his expansions or incarnations or his great devotees. Kaya yung Srimad Bhagavatam, stories ng mga great devotees ni Krishna, glorifying Krishna. Ang ating guide questions for our um, art of forgiveness. So yan. What are the 4 defects of human beings? Bakit kailangan natin malaman yon? I-discuss natin later. And were you offended by someone this 2020? Someone, something, some virus, some incident? Have you felt some offense? Nagtampo ka ba? Sumama ba loob mo? Diba? Then did you offend someone this 2020? Yan. If nagawa niyo yung dalawang to na feel niyo na-offend kayo or naka-offend kayo, raise your hands. May hands dito sa ano, di ba? Sa chat. Sige, raise your hands if nagawa niyo to or naramdaman niyo to. If not, masyado kayong peaceful kung wala kayong naramdaman ganyan. Shanti-shanti lang. Yan. Hi, Caroline. You're there. Yan. Oh, yung iba hindi nagtaas ng kamay. So, hindi sila naka-offend, hindi rin sila na-offend. Mga yogi sila. Perfect yogi. Ayan, tumaas yung mga kamay nila. Si Krishna. Hi, Krishna. Then, if ever ikaw yung naka-offend, how to beg for an apology. And isang question then is, I'm a good person, why I'm suffering? Mabait-bait ko naman, tumutulong naman ako sa mga charity, mabait naman ako sa family ko, nagpo-provide naman ako. Bakit may nangyayaring ganito? Diba? Bakit feeling ko na-offend ako ng mga tao? Bakit? Saan nanggaling yun? Then, the last question, which is one of the most important question, why we need to forgive even the person did not beg for it. Even if the person did not beg for the forgiveness. Bakit natin kailangan mag-forgive kahit walang nag-sorry sa atin? So that is one important thing because hindi lahat na nakaka-offend, alam nila na offend ka nila. So if you're ready, we'll start. And this is the story, actually, first story sa Srimad Bhagavatam. If you're not yet familiar, this is volumes or cantos of books na meron tayo in the scriptures. Wild ka agad ng picture natin. If you can see the person, the king, the emperor who have the sword, that is King Pariksit or Pariksit Maharaj. Maharaj means king. He's an emperor. Descendant siya ng Pandavas. Pandavas, sila Arjuna yon. So um, after ng Battle of Kurukshetra, which is yung Bhagavad Gita, si Yudhishthir Maharaj yung naging emperor. And after umalis na sila Yudhishthir Maharaj saka sila King Pariksit, yung descendant nila yung Pandavas umalis na sa sila King Yudhishthir, sila Arjuna. Yung descendant nila, which is si King Pariksit, yung naging next na emperor, naging next na king. So after Bhagavad Gita, doon nangyari yung conversation ng Srimad Bhagavatam. Although it is eternal, doon lang siya sinulat sa book. Doon siya kinuwento uli para masulat sa book. So that's King Pariksit. And King Pariksit is a very responsible king. He provides, he protects the citizens, the human beings, the animals, the weather. Pino-provide lahat nila yon. During this time, if ever may bad weather, if ever may namatay na anak na una dun sa dad, sa tatay, or sa parents, lahat yon mabablame sa king because he did not perform his duties to please the demigods, to protect the elders, to protect the nature, to protect the scriptures, the law, lahat yon mabablame sa king. It's responsibility niya lahat. So palagi siyang nag-roam around. Hindi lang yung mga tauhan niya yung umiikot, nagbabantay sa kingdom niya. Ang kingdom ni King Pariksit, since emperor siya, is yung whole world. Under one kingdom ang buong mundo. So one day, may nakita siya na isang blackish person na nagpapanggap. Unang tingin pa lang niya, mukhang demonic na kagad, na nagpapanggap na isang royal person wearing royal robes and all. May cape pa nga, kung nakikita niyo, yung nakaluhod. Nakita niyang bad person na to, pinuputol niya yung paa ng isang bull. So, ito yung bull. And this bull, it represents dharma or religiosity or practice of spirituality. Yung nakita niya, tatlong paa na ng bull yung na-cut na itong person na to. And this person is by the name Kali. He is Kali personified. So, pinutol niya yung tatlong paa. Then, nakita kagad ni King Pariksit. Ultimately, hatol kagad siya. You can see in the picture, he is going to kill Kali. Because Kali is chopping down yung paa ng bull. And these four legs of Dharma represents austerity, cleanliness, truthfulness, and kindness or mercifulness. Itong apat na to is the pillars of spiritual life. Is the pillars of humanity or the pillars of religiosity. Yung apat na yon. Ulitin ko, austerity, cleanliness, truthfulness, and mercifulness or kindness. So, naputo na niya lahat. Ang natira na lang is truthfulness. Naputo na niya yung austerity, naputo na niya yung cleanliness, saka yung kindness. Ano yung nagre-represent nito? Kung mapapansin niyo sa current times natin, yung kindness hindi na na-apply halos hanggang ngayon. Dito nagsimula yon, yung pinutol na ni Kali. Mercifulness, ano yung kinakain ng mga tao? They eat a lot of animals. They kill. Wala na silang mercy. Wala na silang kindness. Even sa earth, wala na silang kindness. Naputol na siya. Yung austerity, nawala na rin ngayon. People are living by intoxication. They will be intoxicated every day to hype up themselves para makapunta sila dun sa duties nila na gusto nilang gawin sa araw na yon. Tapos during the weekends, they will be intoxicated, taking downers para makalimutan nila lahat ng pinagagawa nila during the week. So intoxicated lahat sila. They want instant sense gratification, instant feeling. Lahat ng gusto nila instant, lahat ng gusto nila mako-cover up yung feelings, yung emotion, ayaw nila harapin. Gusto nila ma-cover lang lahat. Or gusto nila makaramdam ng mga sensual pleasures. Di-justify nila na spiritual yung mga ginagawa nila or ito yung source ng happiness, ito yung source ng bonding. Holiday lang kasi kaya kailangan, occasional, kailangan may intoxication, may drugs, may inuman. So, lahat ng tao, halos ngayon, it is normal. Nasa television, legalize siya and all. Pero it's all intoxication. So, yung austerity, wala na rin. One thing is na nawala rin dito is cleanliness, which is representing illicit connection or intercourse or illicit sex. So kung napapansin natin, normalize na rin yon sa panahon ngayon. You don't have to be married para gawin to. You don't have to be in the right age. You don't have, they don't find or they don't do it also in the right place, right time, right reason. Diba? Sa commercial, nagkatingin na lang sila, pareha silang umiti, tapos perfect teeth, naghalikan na sila. That's normal na kasi sa paligid natin. Lahat, it's all about sexual interaction, sexual attraction. Marketing, business, branding, lahat naka-connect dito. And families are broken. The home are wreck. Infidelity is normal. Lahat ng drama na napapanood mo sa hapon, lahat meron mga mistress. Laging normal na yun. Parang, teka lang, lahat ba ng story, lang love story may ganito? So, natitira na lang is truthfulness, which is being destroyed by gambling. Normal na nangyayari ngayon yun. Kaya yung ibang bansa, bawal yung mga casinos. Basically, it's destroying the truthfulness na meron yung tao natitira. And it's destroying homes. People are getting addicted to it. So after niya, ito yung mga activities ni King Pariksit. So nag-travel din sa around the world to protect the human beings. But at the same time, since siya isang kshatriya, soldier, kailangan niyang i-practice yung pagiging soldier niya. So meron silang mga customs doon. Yung mga tao na katulad nila yung pwedeng gumawa nito. They hunt wild animals to balance yung wildlife. Sila lang yung may reason nun. Nowadays, ginagawa nila yon just for fun, just for relaxation, just to get the fur and all. Before, it was being done by rightful person with the right reason. Pero alam nila yung kaharapin nila. May karma yon. When they do it, kill animals, they will be killed by the same animal in the future. But they have to do it because they have to be trained to be kings, to kill mga demoniac persons. So may mga training sila. So habang ginagawa ni King Pariksit, nagka-travel siya around the world to do that. Napagod siya. And the story goes, I'll read a few lines. Once upon a time, Maharaj Pariksit, this is coming from Srimad Bhagavatam. while engaged in hunting in the forest with bow and arrows, became extremely fatigued, hungry, and thirsty while following the stags. While searching for a reservoir of water, he entered the hermitage of the well known Samika Rishi. He's a saintly person, Rishi, and saw the sage sitting silently with closed eyes. The Muni, the Muni's sense organs, breath, mind, and intelligence were all restrained from material activities, and he was situated in a trance apart from the three wakefulness, dream, and unconsciousness, having achieved a transcendental position qualitatively equal with the Supreme Absolute. So, nasa samadhi, nasa trance siya, nasa full meditation. See? Samika Rishi. The sage in meditation was covered by the skin of a stag, and the long compressed hair was scattered all over him. Yung dreadlocks niya nakakalat lang. Doon nanggaling yung mga culture ng dreadlocks sa mga rishis. Yan. The king, whose palate was dry from thirst, asked him for water. The king, not received by any formal welcome by means of being offered a seat, place, water, and sweet addresses. Ito daw yung apat na kailangan natin when we receive guests. Offer him a place to sit, offer him, where is that? A place where he can drink water. So seat, place, water, or food. Siyempre, wala, water na lang. If wala ka talaga ma-offer, at least sweet words to welcome that person. So that is the customs to welcome guests. Spiritual yun. Considered himself neglected, and so thinking he became angry. So the king, highest emperor siya, hindi siya na-welcome ng isang sage kasi in trance si Samika o Brahmana. The circumstances having distressed him with extreme hunger and thirst, the king directed toward the sage his anger and envy, which he had never before directed toward the Brahmana. While leaving, the king, being so insulted, picked up a lifeless snake with his bow and angrily placed it on the shoulder of the sage. Then he returned to his palace. So sinabit niya. Ginawa niyang garland. Pinaikot niya sa leeg. Upon returning, he began to contemplate and argue within himself whether the sage had actually been in meditation with senses concentrated and eyes closed, or whether he had just been feigning trance just to avoid receiving a lower kshatriya. The sage had a son who was very powerful. Being a Brahmana's son, while he was playing with inexperienced boys, he heard his father's distress, which was occasioned by the king. Then and there, the boy spoke as follows: "Oh, just look at the scenes of the rulers who, like crows and watchdogs at the doors, perpetrate sins against their masters, contrary to the principles governing servants." So this boy, nagalit na siya kasi nalaman niya yung ginawa ng king sa father niya. And he insulted the saintly emperor. The descendants of the kingly orders are definitely designated as watchdogs, and they must keep themselves at the door. On what grounds can dogs enter the house and claim to dine with the master on the same plate? So, iniisip na niya yung mga king, since pinoprotektahan niya yung mga tao, mga watchdogs lang sila. Nagbabantay lang sila. So, insults and blasphemy was being spoken by the Brahmana boy, yung anak nung nag-meditate. After the departure of Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead and the supreme ruler of everyone, these upstarts have flourished, our protector being gone. Therefore, I myself shall take up this matter and punish them. Just witness my power. So, he wants to take the justice upon his hand, sabi ng boy. Kasi si Krishna, pumunta na sa spiritual world ulit. So, ito yan, sinabit niya yung dead snake sa leeg nung rishi. The son of the rishi, his eyes red hot with anger, touched the water of the river Kausaka while speaking to his playmates and discharged the following thunderbolt. of words. The Brahmana's son cursed the king thus: on the seventh day from today, a snake bird will bite the most wretched one of that dynasty, Maharaj Pariksit, because of his having broken the laws of etiquette by insulting my father. So, a curse was being told by this Brahmana boy. Kincurse na niya si King Pariksit. Thereafter, when the boy returned to the hermitage, he saw a snake on his father's shoulder, and out of his grief he cried very loudly. O Brahmanas, the rishi, who was born in the family of Angira Muni, hearing his son crying, gradually opened his eyes and saw the dead snake around his neck. He threw the dead snake aside and asked his son why he was crying, whether anyone had done him harm. On hearing this, the son explained to him what had happened. The father heard his son that the king had been cursed, although he should never have been condemned, for he was the great amongst all human beings. The rishi did not congratulate his son, but, on the contrary, began to repent, saying, Alas! What a great sinful act was performed by my son. He has awarded heavy punishment for an insignificant offense. O my boy, your intelligence is immature, and therefore you have no knowledge that the king, who is best amongst human beings, is as good as the supreme personality of Godhead. He is never to be placed on an equal footing with common men. The citizens of the state live in prosperity, being protected by his unsurpassable prowess. The Emperor Peksit is a pious king. He is highly celebrated and is a first class devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is a saint amongst royalty, and he has performed many horse sacrifices, which, when such a king is tired and fatigued, being stricken with hunger and thirst, he does not at all deserve to be cursed. Then the rishi prayed to the all pervading personality of God to pardon his immature boy who had no intelligence and who committed the great sin of cursing a person who was completely free from all sins, who was subordinate, and who deserved to be protected. The devotee of the Lord are so forbearing that even though they are defamed, cheated, cursed, disturbed, neglected, or even killed, they are never inclined to avenge themselves. So hindi sila gumaganto eh. So this is what happened kay Pariksit, King Pariksit. Habang nag nag-uusap na yung mag-ama, si King Pariksit in his palace was also introspecting about the incident. While returning home, the king felt that the act he had committed against the faultless and powerful Brahmana was heinous and uncivilized. Consequently, he was distressed. Due to my neglecting the injunctions of the Supreme Lord, I must certainly expect some difficulty to overcome me in the future. I now desire without reservation that the calamity come now. For in this way I may be freed of the sinful action and not commit such an offense again. I am uncivilized, so nag-regret na siya rito. I am uncivilized and sinful due to my neglect of Brahminical culture, God consciousness, and cow protection. Therefore, I wish that my kingdom, strength, and riches burn up immediately by the fire of the Brahmana's wrath, so that in the future I may not be guided by such inauspicious attitude. While the king was thus repenting, he received news of his imminent death. So ito na yung nabalitaan na niya yung curse sa kanya, which would be due to the bite of a snake bird, occasioned by the curse spoken by the sage's son. The king accepted this as good news, for it would be the cause of his indifference toward worldly things. Maharaj Pariksit sat down firmly on the banks of the Ganges to concentrate in his mind in Krishna consciousness, rejecting all the practices of rest, self-realization, because transcendental loving service to Krishna is the greatest achievement, superseding all the other methods. So, Ang ginawa ni King Pariksit, alam niya mamamatay na siya, tinanggap niya, and he went to the banks of the Ganges River. Nirenouncean niya yung kingly duties niya. Hindi na siya kumontra doon, hindi na rin siya nag-counter curse, kahit kaya niyang gawin yon. Pero instead, he just focused. He looked for his spiritual master, inquired from him submissively. He did render service. What to do? I have only 7 days. Ayun yung ginawa ni King Pariksit. And after 7 days, ito yung 7 days na kwentuhan ni King Pariksit saka yung guru niya si Suka Goswami. After 7 days, ayun yung Srimad Bhagavatam. Kung nakikita nyo, 12 cantos yon. Ayun yung conversation nila. Then the snake bird killed him. So ang daming angulo ng story na to. We have King Pariksit, a saintly king, but due to his hunger and thirst, pagod na pagod din siya. He was also illusioned. Nung pumunta siya dun sa house ng isang rishi, isang sage, or isang saintly person. Then nagalit siya, nadala siya ng emotion niya, he was illusioned, and he acted uncivilized according to him. Then ginawa niyang garland yung dead snake. Nilagay niya sa leeg nung isang nagme-meditate na rishi or saintly person. Kasi hindi daw siya tinanggap as guests. So, yung isang question natin is, ano nga ba yung isang characteristic ng isang human person? Alam natin, and palaging sinasabi, no one is perfect. In the scripture that is mentioned, a human being is subjected to 4 kinds of defects. Kapag yung soul, which is tayo, nandito tayo sa material body natin, we have 4 kinds of defects. We have the imperfect senses. We have the tendency to commit mistakes, get illusioned, and we have the cheating propensity. These 4, normally, nangyayari yan sa isang tao. Lumalabas siya naturally. We have imperfect senses. Hindi natin marinig lahat ng sounds na meron dito. Even yung ibang decibels, yung ibang aso nakakarinig, tayo hindi natin marinig. We have limitation with our eyes. We have limitation with our smell. Yung aso, mas maganda yung pang-amoy nila. Yung hearing, mas maganda yung pang-dinig ng mga dolphins. And other senses, sobrang limited. To commit mistakes, to get illusion, yes. Like Maharaj Pariksit, he was illusioned and he created some mistakes. So yung mga tao, palagi nanggaganon. Palagi nangyayari yan. And have the cheating propensity. May propensity man lamang sa ibang tao. Not necessarily mean na ginagawa niya everyday, but there are instances na pwedeng ma-overcome siya ng propensity na to and magawa niya yun. Maging dishonest to cheat others as well. So these 4 human defects are there. Kumbaga kasama sa manual yan. Pag bumili ka ng phone, meron siyang kasamang 4 defects. Possible may tendency na mangyari to. So, yung tao, nangyayari talaga yan. So having said all this, ibig sabihin lang, normal. Normal na pwedeng magkamali yung mga tao. Yun nangyari kay King Pariksit. Even he was the king, he is a saintly person, normal nangyari sa kanya yun. He was affected and illusioned. So ano ba yung mga kinds of mistakes na pwedeng mangyari? There are actually 2. Intentional saka accidental. It was described in the Srimad Bhagavatam na si King Pariksit, accidental yun sa kanya. Yung nangyaring mistake sa kanya. Why? He was a great king. Never niya ginawa dati yon. Never siyang nanlamang sa ibang tao or nag-abuse sa ibang tao. First time nangyari to. And hindi niya sinasadya. Ayun yung evidence na hindi niya sinasadya. Paano yung intentional? Intentional is premeditated mistakes. Bago pa mangyari yung crime, pinaplano na niya. 'Di ba? Meron na siyang dalang gloves, may dala na siyang weapon, may mask na siyang dala. So, premeditated yung mistake na yon. Intentional. So, may two kinds of mistakes. Malalaman natin to sa isang human person. Depende sa characteristic din niya. So, if there's an incident na we did offend some person, or some person did offended us, we could always ponder and introspect. Ano ba yung nangyari? Intentional ba to or accidental? Sinasadya ba niya yun or hindi niya sinasadya? Kasi that's a big difference kung ano yung nangyari. At the same time, pag nangyari yun, gina-justify ba niya, kaya ako ginawa to kasi ganyan, ganito. Or regretful ba siya? Or hindi, kung hindi siya, tayo, kung nagawa natin yon, ano ba yung pakiramdam natin? So there's always two ways in this. We always see others or us being offended, or we offended someone. If a person thinks na tayo lang, siya lang palagi yung na-offend, lagi ako na-offended kahit saan ako pumunta, ba't ganito sila sa akin? Diba? Feeling victim din sila. Tapos feeling nila, wala silang perfect sila, wala silang pagkakamali. And yung mga tao lang yung nag-offend sa kanila. So there are two kinds of mistakes, that is intentional saka accidental. Then you will see kung paano mo titignan and paano mo i-handle yung pangyayari. Of course, if someone created a mistake and offended us, he may beg for an apology, or he may not. We can always forgive, and we should always forgive. And if tayo naman yung nakagawa, the idea and the best practice of a sober person or a mature person, the practice of the yogi is maging merciful. We can forget. We can always forgive rather. We can always forgive. And if tayo yung nagkamali, we should beg for forgiveness and we should always regret na ginawa natin yun. Either accidental or intentional. We should always regret yung mga maling nagawa natin. We should never justify. Pero we should not forget. Same goes yon. Forgive and forget. Tayo rin, kung tayo nakagawa, ask for forgiveness pero never mo i-forget yung nagawa mong mali. Why? Bakit mo dapat hindi kalimutan yun? Parang hindi mo siya dapat itabi na lang tapos parang walang nangyari. No. You should always remember that. Bakit? Unang-una, parang hindi mo na ulitin. Para saan pa yung pag-sorry, pag-beg ng forgiveness kung ulit-ulitin mo lang? So, intentional na siya. And para mas maging humble tayo. Having the vulnerability na pwede tayo magkamali. And we already committed mistakes. We will be humbled. Kahit maging malaki pa yung magawa nating project, contribution, or sa work natin, or art natin, if you created mistakes, it will make you humble. And mas magpupursue ka pa. So you forgive and forget yung sa ibang tao, and you ask for forgiveness but don't forget it pag ikaw yung nakagawa ng mali. Kasi it will keep you grounded. Hindi mo na ulitin. Then, of course, you can forget. Pwede mo ning forgive or don't forget or forget. Depende sa'yo. Di ba? Depende rin dun sa intention or sa severity ng offense sa isang tao or sa atin. So just forgive. And tayo nakagawa, regret. Regret mo na talagang todo. Parang ginawa ni King Pariksit. Ni-regret niya ng todo. He never forgotten it. And he accepted kung ano yung consequences. He accepted and expected na merong kapalit. We should accept kung magkamali tayo, there will be punishment, there will be repercussion. Gawin natin yon. um, pagdusahan ng tamang tayo, isipin natin 'yon. Um, 'Wag natin ulitin and kailangan malaman natin yung reaction kasi hindi mo naman matatakasan, eh. If you created some mistakes, maybe malusutan mo this lifetime, but next life may interest na siya. Makukuha mo uli 'yon, yung karma na 'yon. Hindi mo siya matatakasan. Baka mas malala pa, you will be born with a certain body just to receive those kind of suffering because you imparted an offense to others. Or maybe, yung nasaktan mong tao, ipapanganak kasama mo na sa isang family next life para palagi kang bigyan ng sakit na yon. Sabi nga nila, pag yung greatest enemy mo, ibo-born next lives into one of the members of your family. Para ganun siya kasakit. So expect, di ba? Hindi mo siya matatakasan. This lifetime, next lifetime. You beg for forgiveness and you ask, can I do, um, how can I do, how do you call this? How can you repent? How can you also do the repercussion? What can you do for that person to forgive you? You ask for forgiveness and pwedeng, oh, kalimutan natin yun. No? Gawin mo lahat. Kung it costs money, bayaran mo. Kung may nasira ka, bayaran mo. Diba? Don't just um, escape. Nagsorry naman ako eh. No. Be responsible. Si King Pariksit, he was the king, but he was responsible. He even traded yung pagiging king niya, pagiging emperor niya, just to accept the repercussions. So that's the sincere apology. If ever naman yung ibang tao yung naka-offend sa atin, they will ask that. Pero yung a sober person, actually, a saintly person, if he was offended by someone, mahirap to, pero ito yung um, characteristic ng isang saintly person. He never take offense. Hindi niya iniisip na na-offend siya ng isang tao. Hindi niya iniisip yon na ikaw kasi, no. Alam mo kung ano yung nasa isip niya lang. Nasa isip niya, probably, I did something wrong this lifetime or previous lives na kailangan ko lang ma-receive to ngayon. Ikaw lang yung nagiging agent nung karma ko. And ina-accept ko yon. Walang problema. I don't take offense. Don't worry, it's okay. And much more, yung mga mature na tao, pag nakita mo may nag-sorry sa kanila, nagka-sorry din sila. No, I overreacted as well. It might cause you disturbance kaya ito yung nangyari. Ang sarap panoorin pag may taong naghingi ng forgiveness. Yung isang tao hindi proud. Yung isang nanghingi rin siya. Kahit obviously, alam naman natin na siya yung na-offend. Pero siya rin yung nanghingi ng pasensya. Humble din siya. That is a mature person. He never feel na victim siya palagi. Otherwise, and hence tinitignan niya na may nagawa din siya. Baka may nagawa ako, kung di ko malaman this lifetime, baka previous life, may nagawa ako to that person. Or to others, siya lang yung naging agent para ibalik sa akin. So, a great person doesn't take offense. Easier said than done, di ba? So, sino sa inyo yung kaya gawin to all year round sa 2021? Taas yung kamay niyo. Na pag may nangyari, hindi okay lang, walang problema, di ba? Ako may dahilan na ito. Pag nabangga yung kotse mo, tingnan mo ano yung gagawin mo. Di ba? Okay lang, karma ko to. Hirap niyang gawin, hirap niyang i-apply. Of course, di tayo dapat magpaka-impractical, maging fanatic. Di ba? If you were given injustice, you have to protect. You have to protect the property. You have to protect your family members and all. Sometimes, if we are being insulted by words, you can at least let it pass. Ano yung reason bakit nangyayari yon? Isang question natin sa guide question natin is, I'm a good person. Mabait naman ako. Ginagawa lang yung duties ko and responsibilities. Ba't nangyayari sa akin to? It may be coming from the previous life nga. Yung mga nagawa nating activities. Na hindi natin matandaan ever kasi ibang lifetime na yon. Lifetimes even. Pero dumadating ngayon. Ngayon nagko-fructify yung karma. So even mabait tayo ngayon, minsan kailangan dumating pa rin ng mga karmas natin. So kahit na totally new person ka na ngayon, it may come. So anong sikreto? Anong dapat gawin? You have to tolerate. Hayaan mo lang lumagpas yung scenario. Yes, marami siyang sinabi sa'yo. Nag-post siya ng something about sa'yo. Um, Niloko ka niya. Broken-hearted ka because of that. Pero alam natin yung mga pains natin, time will heal. Nalagpas din yun. And why not fast it forward? I mean, i-post mo, i-press mo yung fast forward. Yung time na yon, pabilisin mo. We're meditating, we're doing yoga. You can do that. Pabilisin mo yung healing process mo. Okay. Diba? Yung 1 year, kaya mo na gawin na 1 day. Hindi mo na kailangan magtanim ng galit. Tapos na. Kaya mo na siya kagad palagpasin. Kasi if sinakyan mo pa siya uli, kung sakali ang scenario is bumabalik lang sa yung karma, tapos sinakyan mo uli, gumanti ka uli, it will be unending. Next life or this lifetime, babalik siya uli. Sumakay ka uli dun sa karma cycle. Good and bad karma cycle. Let it pass. Just tolerate it. And bakit natin kailangan i-forgive kahit hindi siya manghingi ng, hindi siya mag-beg ng forgiveness? Because hatred is baggage. Imagine mo minsan, may offense sila sa'yo, tapos di nila alam. Or sensitive ka lang, tinamaan ka lang. Hindi naman para sa'yo yon. Or unintentional na nagawa, accidental offense. Tapos ikaw dala-dala mo yon. Hindi lang minsan few days, few months, minsan years. And ang bigat niya. Tapos nakikita mo siya, nakita mo yung post niya sa Facebook, nakita mo sa person, okay lang, normal lang. Kinakausap ka pa rin, pero ikaw masama pa rin yung loob mo. Because hatred is baggage. Ang bigat-bigat niya dalan. Sometimes makikita mo during the 90s yun, early 2000, may mga frat war, may mga nag-aaway-away yung ibang grupo. Pag tinanong mo anong reason, kasi yung ilang decades ago na, may nag-away na members nung magkabilang panig. Tapos ilang generation na dumaan, magkaaway pa rin sila. Isipin mo kung gano'n, ano yung kinalabasan dahil lang sa baggage na yon, yung hatred na yon. You'll wake up na, galit ako nga pala sa taong to, no? Imagine yung nadadala niya sa mind natin, yung memory space na nati-take up niya. So kailangan mo empty trash. Kailangan mo magtanggal ng mga unwanted memories, which is yung mga baggage, which is yung hatred. So forgive even with them without asking for it. But hindi ibig sabihin hayaan mo nang gawin sa'yo, i-abuse ka kung obviously ginagawa niya intentionally yun. Then, respect from a distance. If paulit-ulit yun, yeah, give space para hindi paulit-ulit. You will not be disturbed. Hindi mo na siya madi-disturb. Baka mali mo, tayo rin yung reason bakit nagaging ganun sila. So there will be space. Matatapos na yung karma nun, di ba? Next life, ayaw na kita makita. Ayaw ko na makipagbalikan ng hatred sa'yo. Tapos na to this life. Wala na akong dala-dala. Sabi nga ng isang senior monk, may senior devotee na nagkakwento sa akin, si Nabodip Chandra Prabhu, yung pain na meron tayo in not forgiving is just like drinking a poison and expecting that person to suffer or to die. So ayun yung consequence if we don't forgive. Tayo yung umiinom ng poison, then expecting someone to die. So we could and we should, even in hindi sincere yung pag-sorry sa atin, or even hindi siya humingi ng sorry, we should always forgive. That is our best gift para sa atin. Hindi para sa kanila. para sa atin. Of course, yes, if mapagaan mo yung buhay nila kasi pinaalam mong finorgive mo na sila, much better. Pero para sa'yo, if you forgive. At the same time, it is your best gift, even and madalas hindi ikaw yung may mali. Kung sino may mga asawa dito, alam nila to, na minsan or madalas pala, manghihingi ka ng sorry kahit hindi ikaw yung may kasalanan. So, if nagawa mo na to, raise your hand. Kahit di sa asawa, kahit sa friends, sa relatives and all. Minsan kailangan mo lang na mag-sorry para matapos na. You have to make it really sincere. 'Di ba? Baka may pinagdadaanan lang siya, baka may mabigat lang din siyang struggles o challenges. Minsan kailangan mo lang mag-sorry. Hindi naman niya ikakabawas ng pagkalalaki mo eh or pagka babae mo eh. Rather, it will just take care of your relationship. Yung paghingi ng sorry hindi siya demerit actually. It's a humbling experience. Of course, if we could make it really sincere, much more mas maganda. You made mistake or not, you can say sorry. Hindi siya ikakabawas din ng self-confidence mo, no? Rather, mas magiging confident ka. Kaya mong mag-accept ng mistake, kaya mong harapin yung mistake, and you can move forward. So it's an art. Ang daming anggulo. Two-way, three-way. Minsan walang kasalanan, kailangan mo mag-sorry. Di ba? Minsan if one is a leader, kailangan mo mag-sorry in behalf ng mga nag-work for you or yung leader, yung subordinate mo. Kahit hindi ikaw yung mismong directly gumawa. Pero they're under you, have to say sorry in behalf. So there's a big art in doing this, in asking for forgiveness and giving forgiveness. And one more thing, if we experience pain, katulad nung ginawa ni anak nung sage, kinurse niya si King Pariksit. And we should not do that. We should always not wish harm to others. Even though napakasakit. Madalas, kung ano yung nangyari kay sa anak ni Sumika, si Shringi yung name nung bata, nag-overreacted siya. And na-experience natin yan. It is just like an analogy na may langaw or may lamok sa bahay mo. Then you will get a machine gun, tapos babalik mo. Tapos nasira-sira na lahat. Ganun yung overreaction. May nasabi lang na onte, tapos nag-trigger ka na, pumutok na, umapaw ka na, and all, napuno ka na, dahil sa maliit na sinabi. And madalas, hindi pa sila yung cause kung bakit ka nagpapatong-patong yung stress mo and all. Sila lang na-divert mo yung galit mo. So we should always not overreact. At the same time, we should never wish harm to others. Even sila yung nakagawa sa atin. Again, para sa atin yon. It is hard to give harmful wishes sa ibang tao. Hindi nga siya wish, curse. We should always be the well-wisher. If someone did something to you, pray for them. Lord Jesus Christ, ano yung sinabi niya? Father, forgive them for they don't know what they're doing. They prayed for them. You prayed for them. So if ever maraming tayo madadaanan, and I guarantee you, meron talaga tayong dadaanan palagi. Lord Krishna mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna na normal yan. May dadaan at may dadaan. Para siyang summer and winter season. Matras parsas tu konteya si Toshna sukadukada. Agamapiyo nityas tam titiksha babarata. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer season. They arise from sense perception, O science of Bharat, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. Darating yung summer and winter, tag-ulan or tag-araw, hindi mo siya mapipigilan. E naalis din siya. Yung happiness and distress, darating siya. After na happiness, may distress for sure. After distress, may happiness. Sometimes puro happiness, sometimes puro distress. Pero darating sila, hindi mo pipigilan. Pain, offenses, conflicts, darating yan. Hindi mo siya may iwasan. We are in the material world. And remember, lahat may tendency to commit mistakes. Even tayo. So, we have to learn how to tolerate them without being disturbed. So this 2020, it is not just the team will be not just asking for forgiveness sa ibang tao and forgiving ibang tao. It's been rough, honestly. Marami tayong experience. Marami tayong quarantine. Maraming mismong um, affected or naging nag-carry nung virus or mismo ano sila, naging symptomatic sila. Sometimes, yung ibang tao naka-experience ng anxiety, depression, or iba mas matagal na na-experience. Yung iba, they lost loved ones. Maraming tao, they committed a lot of bad decisions because of a lot of experiences. And hindi lang natin kailangan mag-sorry sa ibang tao and forgive sila. To ourselves as well, make this as a gift for the year end natin to ask forgiveness to ourselves. Na ang daming this lifetime, hindi lang 2020. Ang dami kong na-commit na mistakes. Ang dami kong bad decisions. Even you talk harshly to yourself. Minsan yung inner conversation mo, minsan harsh. Minsan you can create trauma within yourself kung paano ka nag-self-talk. You should ask forgiveness for that. We should ask forgiveness for these things. We've been harshful. We've been creating offenses to ourselves as well. Ang daming activities na hindi natin deserve din, pero we inflicted that to ourselves. At the same time, we have to forgive. We have to forgive ourselves sa mga mistakes na nangyari. And we should strive hard not to commit that mistakes again. Sobrang importante, sobrang deep, and sobrang um, heartfelt yung relationship mo sa sarili mo kasi ikaw yan. At the same time, kasama mo si Krishna within. So you should be connected within yourself, to others, and to Krishna. Anong reason bakit kailangan natin mag-forgive? Bakit hindi dapat nating magtanim lang ng galit? Krishna is all forgiving. We've turned our back to Krishna for not just few lifetimes, hundreds or maybe millions of lifetimes. Nakatalikod tayo sa Kanya. Pero ngayon, we're trying to chant. This lifetime, we're trying to chant. We're trying to get to know Him. We're trying to connect to Him. Hindi siya basta-basta nagsasabi na, teka lang, dami mong ginawa, tagal mo ako tinalikuran, tapos ngayon nalapit ka. No. Open arms, inaantay ka niya. He's welcoming you. I've been waiting for you. Sinamahan ka rin niya all throughout yung lifetimes na meron tayo this material world. So He's all forgiving. Imagine kung di niya gagawin yon, kung saan tayo pupulutin. And what more, ano lang yung pwede natin kayang gawin. So we should always strive for forgiveness. We should also beg for forgiveness. We should ask for forgiveness sa sarili natin, and we should forgive ourselves. So for 2021, introspect on this. And make it a new start. Kahit di pa umabot yan, sige, pwede mong gawin bukas. Pero make it a new start. Tell me, if nangyari to, kung paano yung mararamdaman mo, kung gaano kagaan, kung gaano kagaan yung heart mo, light heart, and kung gaano kasaya. And this is one of the secret of spiritual life, how to become peaceful and how to have peace of mind. It is not just closing your eyes, meditating on something. No, the practice of spiritual life is really blissful. So thank you very much for being there. I'm so happy to spend the last few days ng 2020 with you. I'm looking forward also to serve you. Not just in Zoom, but also physically. Makita ko kayo. So cross fingers. Hopefully soon, makita-kita tayo. So picture muna tayo before we go to the question and answer portion. I'm really happy. Hare Krishna. Hello, hello. Yan. Hi. Yan, sila Trina. Tingnan natin si Trina, si Katsu. Sila Jerome. So, antayin ko lang kasi nag-lag. So, we can have a group photo. Sabi ni Jonah. So, I sometimes say sorry just to survive the day. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, ng mga magic words. Thank you. Diba? Yan. Ang dami kong hindi nakikita because nag-lag yata ako. Trina, are you having a strong connection there?
Yes, Prabhu.
So nakikita mo kami. Pwedeng ikaw naka-phone ka ba or naka-laptop?
Naka-phone, Prabhu.
Oh, sige, sige. Sino naka-laptop, you can screen capture. Who's using laptop or computer?
Chill, chill, chill. Yan.
Yan, yan. Yan, yan. Sige.
Yan.
Sige. Nakalag ang
Start na ba?
computer. Yan.
Nakasmart pa ako niyan.
Nakasmart. Yan, yan. Saglit lang nakahang yung iba.
Tulo tayo.
Nagdala na natin yung mask natin.
So, picture tayo. Sige, let's try our best. Yan, lumabas na yung picture ni Jerome. I'm waiting. Ayun. Okay, everyone. Count of 3, 1, 2, 3. One more, 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Maraming salamat. Hi kay Shinya, kay Katsu. Nasa labas pa kayo. Yan. Si Rolly Prabhu. Yan. Thank you very much kay Jinky, Hare Krishna, kay Joy, kay Navadip Chandra Prabhu, Damodar Chandra Prabhu, Hare Krishna, kay Caroline, kay Krisha, kay Jonah, kay Jerome, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So, if you have some questions, realizations, or sharing, you can open the mic and you can chat even. Maraming salamat ulit. And please forgive me and thank you sa pagiging tolerant na lagi niyong kasama every night. Let's see. You can raise your hands or you can type. So, ay may tanong pala ako. Yan pala. So, sino yung may project dito na to ask forgiveness to someone and to forgive someone this transition ng New Year? If you have this project to ask forgiveness or to at least forgive kahit hindi manghingi ng forgiveness, raise your hands. Yan, try to forgive someone, sabi ni John. Yan, yan. Si Caroline nag-raise ng hands. Pag right, you're asking for forgiveness. Pag left, you're forgiving someone. Or pwedeng dalawa. Yan. This is a big project kasi especially pag manghingi tayo ng forgiveness. Sometimes hindi natin kailangan personal na pumunta lalo na kung 'di ba, nag-pass away na siya. Okay na, mag-move on ka na, 'di ba? Hingi ka ng forgiveness, gawin mo lahat, 'di ba? Kung hindi ka na makakahingi ng forgiveness to the died person who died already. Si King Pariksit hindi siya nakapag-sorry. Kasi that Brahmana was so remorseful. Pag lumapit pa siya doon, nangingi siya ng sorry, magiging lalong remorseful yon kasi tinanggap niya pa rin yung curse. So there are two ways you can personally ask for forgiveness or ask for forgiveness in a distance then. So yan. So I'm praying na malagpasan natin lahat to. This is a heavy stuff. Minsan hindi natin siya pinapansin sa buhay natin. Nandun lang siya sa back ng mind natin. yung mga scenarios, hindi lang minsan years, minsan decades na nakalipas, pero may onting bigat pa rin or minsan may onting kirot pa rin pag naalala natin. Imagine if mawala yon. A clean slate, a fresh start. It's a new life, di ba? So next life, hindi mo rin sila, hindi mo na makukuha yon kasi tinapos mo na ngayon. So, I'm happy and I'm praying for everyone, and also I'm begging for your prayers that these things that we've discussed today, I could also apply in my daily spiritual life, and we could spread this um, spiritual life to others, share Krishna to others, even without speaking actually, even just actions. Last thing I checked, action speaks louder than words. So maraming salamat. I wish you happy New Year. Ingat kayo dyan. Huwag masyadong mag-ingat kasi sa calories, this kainan and handaan. And share to Krishna to others. Kahit maraming gatherings, kahit maraming events, wag natin kakalimutan to chant our rounds and to read the books and to do your sadhana. Tomorrow, meron pa rin tayong Japa session, 5:30 to 7 o'clock in the morning. Even January 1, hindi tayo titigil dyan. Hindi na natapos yung Bhakti Yoga natin sa gathering. Hindi siya matitinag ng New Year lang. Maybe pag may internet, pero gagawin natin yung paraan. Pag yung internet interruption. So maraming salamat. Hare Krishna, Joy, Mataji, Navadip Chandra Prabhu, Damodar Chandra Prabhu, Jinky Mataji, Hare Krishna, Caroline Mataji, Hare Krishna, Krisha, Hare Krishna, Rolly Prabhu, Jonna Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Trina, Shinya, and Katsu, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Jerome, Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Good evening. See you soon, kayong
Hare
tatlo.
Krishna.
Soon. Kita tayo, ha? Yan, sila Jonah, yung mga nakaschedule tayo magkita-kita.
Jacob.
Hare Krishna. Maraming salamat. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Happy New Year. High five.